We talk about it in the parents' meetings for sure about who's going to be counseling what, and especially having a counselor for each individual Eagle required merit badge specifically. We don't have every single one, but it's definitely good to make sure that the adults are in on that, making sure that they all are trying to do their part when it comes to merit badges in that way. Other than that, I'm pretty sure there's a database online, I think, on the Scout website. I don't exactly know where it is, but of counselors in the area. So I'm sure with a little bit of digging, we should be able to find that if they definitely want to do that. Also, in more recent years, we put word out like, hey, if you see any clinics that are kind of cool, like coin collecting or small boat sailing, I don't know. Well, at least we got one. If you see anything out there, bring it in. We'll talk about it at the meeting. We'll start out the meeting and be like, hey, there's a clinic for this small boat sailing, and you can go on a boat. Merit badge, stuff like that. So when it comes to counselors, just make sure you're getting the word out. Make sure that you're talking to the leaders, see if they are open to signing up to take and give out more merit badges. If not that, there is a way to access counselors in the area.
I'm curious on how many troops, how many actually work on merit badges as part of your meeting plan. That's something
I guess it depends on our program. It's not a constant, the entire troop is working on this merit badge. It's whenever there's interest. Whenever we show interest in doing a specific merit badge, we pursue it as a troop. The only issue that's ever really come out of that is you don't always have the same effort coming from each of the scouts. Is a lot of times when we do group merit badges like that, we'll have a couple kids finish it and then everyone else did the stuff that we did in group work, but nothing ever gets done outside of that. So they end up not getting the merit badge, and it's essentially a wasted amount of time for those scouts where they could have been doing something productive to help with their advancement. But like I said, it's pretty much based on interest. If we're looking to do one activity and there's a merit badge related to it, then we may just do it as a group, but there's ups and downs.
I would like to get some input on a kind of idea I've kind of been fostering for a couple of years now. As an older scout, I have noticed that there are times when there's not like much teaching going on from the older scouts, and there's not much learning from the younger scouts. Like during those times, like during those meetings, I guess you could say, do you think it would be okay to have like kind of like a merit badge time where like the older scouts can go off and do like the merit badges that they need to do?
Of course. Yeah, and have the troop guide and stuff like that really put his input into the younger scouts, tell them like what merit badges they need to rank up the like first class or whatever.
Also keeps the older scouts engaged.
Yeah, also.
In the meetings.
Yeah.
In our troop, the amount of older kids has gone up a lot recently. So every other month, one of the older kids will kind of like run a merit badge. So the older scout will be in charge of finding who wants to do the merit badge and calling the counselor. And the counselor will come in, tell everyone in the group what they have to do, and then they'll do it. And then the head scout will call back the counselor when everyone's done. And then the counselor will come back and then check everything, and everyone gets the merit badge done.
kind of show some leadership on a small scale for that youth to help coordinate things.
So what merit badges have you done?
I'm doing personal fitness right now. So what I did was I found who wanted to do it at the last meeting, and I got our counselor coming in on Thursday. So he'll come in, he'll tell us what we have to do for it, and because it's a 90-dayer, I'll wait like 3.5 months till everyone's good and done, and then call him back, and then we'll finish it.
Are you responsible or following up with people to kind of help prompt them along, since that's an Eagle required badge, to keep up with, on their recording and their activity?
Yeah, the Eagle required ones we push more, and we do those as a group because like the younger kids, they're really scared to call the counselor sometimes. They're like worried, like, I don't want to call this person. So the older kids help them and make them feel secure that it'll be okay and we'll
You guys wanna share some of those, I mean, we talked a little bit about merit badges, wanna just kinda share some of the stuff for the group, which ones you've done in meetings that have seemed to work? Do you think that's worthwhile?
I know we did communications about a couple of years ago, like getting some of the kind of the requirements out of the way. For that, communications is definitely, I found, one of the harder ones to do. So like you can do some group work there, and then you kind of leave your some of the easier requirements and more personal requirements left for them, so they can do it on their own time. I found that actually worked really well.
I know that sometimes we definitely do it by the month, and some months we'll do like general stuff. We'll like, this is not month, or this is month that we're gonna do techniques on certain things, but other months we do merit badges. So like what I said earlier with cooking was a very good one to do as a group. If you get the cards together and you get a counselor, it definitely you'll get the merit badge by the end of the month. Things also like communications is another good one, like you said. I remember there was a kid that gave a speech on ballpoint pens once, to get the merit badge. Stuff like interactive things, things that are not too hard. They don't have to be eagle required. It does help if they are, because it does help with the advancement thing. But other than that, little merit badges that can be done in homes along with like family life. Stuff like that you can give homework even and be like, hey, you need to do this by next meeting. That's a good idea.
Other badges by chance that you guys have done that seem to be interesting during meetings?
We do an archery merit badge, so we have one of the adult, counselor for it, and we all, got packets for it, and then we filled them out all together. And then we actually went on the archery, I guess, for like, the trip, I forgot what it's called, but we all, cheating, and then most of our stuff, it's very bad.
Do you have people in the troop that have taken archery at summer camp? I mean, that's one that's common there. I wonder maybe if you get more time to shoot and more familiarity with the dedicating to the troop, is that maybe something you guys thought of that is working out well and people like doing that? Okay.
We got one over here.
Yeah. A couple of years ago, we used to do golf merit badge, where we would go down to,
Raymond Heights.
yeah, we would go down to, what was it,
Raymond Heights.
Raymond Heights, back when that was still open, now it's not, but we'd go there and play a game, and then, like, some other time within the good golfing season, we'd go again, since you have to do the 2 golfing games, and we would just do the golf merit badge real simple and easy.
Also, when I began in the troop, one of the first merit badges that every scout would get was electricity, because at the time our scoutmaster worked for We Energies. So like we'd always he'd always be our registered merit badge counselor, and then we'd go to the clinic that they held at We Energies in December, and we'd take the little test they gave us on it, and then like we'd show them our circuit that we made and all this stuff. And yeah, it's an easy one to do as a troop, because basics stuff.
Comment on merit badges. I was just looking up through the merit badges, and there's over 100 of them, right, to get. I personally know several people, former scouters, former Eagle Scouts. One Eagle Scout took forestry, loved it so much, he went to UW Eau Claire and got a degree in it. Another one took welding, actually at camp, and walked through it, loved it so much, did it as a hobby, lost his job as a fireman, was looking for something, went to a local welding shop, and talked to the guy, he had him do an example of a weld. And he's like, well, and he said that's one of the best welds I've seen, the shop foreman. He says, well, if you wanna see something good, come out and take a look at my car. He had a truck in which he made all of the different bumper guards and everything, on his car, from the welding that he learned in Boy Scouts. Got the job on the spot. The quartermaster at Odakota, I don't know if you know him, he is a woodworker. He learned it when he was before an Eagle Scout at camp, and he loved woodworking. So anytime you guys have an opportunity to learn and go through these badges, even if it kind of like, yeah, I'm not sure if I like it or not, try it out, because you know it might actually become a career for you, and you might actually love doing it.
So we probably have maybe time for one more round of questions, and I was interested in some of the, what you guys said were your favorite outings, because I hadn't heard of some of them. So I hadn't heard of, what was it, the Lewis and Clark Trail?
In South Dakota.
In South Dakota, could you tell us a little bit what that's about?
I mean, our troop, I think the plan is every 3 years, we go to an out-of-state camp for summer camp. So we used to go to Lefebvre, out-of-state, Lefebvre, out-of-state, used to do that. And I remember my first year in scouting, my very first year, we went to South Dakota and we went to a camp called Lewis and Clark. It was super hilly, first of all, so you got